Come on. You silly pup. You silly little pup. Good morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. It got cold again. What is going on this spring? It got down into the 40s, possibly 30s last night. I'm chilly and I thought I was able to wear a t-shirt. Well, hopefully my chores this morning will warm me up so the t-shirt feels okay, because right now I feel a little brisk. It's funny how quickly I can tell when my goats don't have enough forage. They act like they're starving. You see them going after that hay? It's almost gone and I just put it out there. So you would think that all this green grass and clover would be enough, but they've eaten all the tall stuff. There's just sticks left from anything that was tree-like or brush-like. Those things are gone. Goats don't typically eat a whole lot of grass. Grass is not supposed to be their main diet. It's supposed to be trees and brush and vines. They've eaten all of that from the area, and now they're hungry for something that's going to fill them up more. And the hay is doing that. So when my goats start going through the hay like that in the morning, instead of it lasting all day, I know it's time to move the paddock. Even though it looks lush and green. I mean, if you put a horse or a sheep out here, they would be good for another week or two. But goats are different. Goats are browsers. They are foragers. So we were going to move the paddock last weekend, but with all the birthday activity, it was pretty much impossible to get that done in a short period of time. But if you look back here, just on the other side of this fence, you'll see there is so much forage, so many tall herbaceous plants for them to eat. So that's where they're gonna go. And hopefully that'll happen on Sunday. Ryan's only day off. He's been working 6 days a week, so it's been hard to try to squeeze in these bigger projects that I need him to do. But hopefully we can get these girls moved so that they don't eat me out of house and home with their hay consumption. They're funny. They're so funny. Those babies. Those babies are getting so big so fast. How did that happen? Seems like they were just born. Well, we either have a human coming into our pen at night and sabotaging us, or this turkey is bound and determined that we will not have any electricity around his ducks. Look what has happened to our electric cord since we put the turkey in here. The only thing we can figure is that he's doing this. Like at first I was like, what, did a raccoon chew this off? That's an awful smart raccoon. And then I was like, no, there's no way. So we're thinking that Tom here, for whatever reason, likes to chew on wires. Don't know why. I don't know what caused him to do this, but we have 2 of these that we have to replace now that were coming into the buck pen. One that was right here connecting to the ducks electric net fence, and then the other one that connected to the bottom wire along the outside of our main fence. So he's chewed them both like this. So that's not good. So now we're gonna have to either figure out a way to repair it or order a new one. I think I could repair that, maybe. I'll see what wire cutters and strippers I have. It's just, it's gonna be a lot shorter than it was. I don't know if it'll still reach. Well, it turns out anacondas are good broody hens. These girls have been very devoted. They keep adding to the nest, picking up little debris and putting it around the eggs, and they stay on those eggs all day long. They get up and eat and drink and go right back to it. I'm just so pleased. I think it's a lot easier when you do have a broody hen or duck or turkey, if you're like Willow Creek Homestead, then it's a lot easier to hatch out things because you don't have to mess with it. You don't have to look at the temperature and the humidity, and you don't have to worry about feeding the chicks or keeping them warm because the mamas will do it. So this is going to be a fun little adventure. This is the first time I've had ducks hatch out eggs. Well, they haven't hatched them out yet, but I'm very confident that they will. All right, this lettuce is desperately begging to be picked. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it. Even though I don't have anybody to buy it right now. I'm going to pick it anyway, and we'll eat as much of it as we can, and I will post it on Facebook again that it's available. One of the reasons why it's so important that I pick this lettuce is because if you don't pick your lettuce, it will bolt. If you're not harvesting the outer leaves off of this plant, it's gonna think that the season is over and it's time to go to seed, and it will send out a shoot and a flower and the seeds, and by that point it is bitter. So this is what we call bolting. This stem coming up out of the kale, that's bolt. So let's see, this one's just beginning. Let's see if I have an example of one that's just starting to bolt. I don't really see one that fits that criteria of just barely starting. This is a good example of just starting to bolt. You'll see this stem coming out, and it'll almost look like broccoli heads for these kale families, and then it will bloom, and you'll have these beautiful flowers that are edible. You can put them in the salads or just sprinkle them across your meal as a decorative, and then as those flowers get pollinated and drop off, they will start to develop seed pods. These get longer and fatter and darker as they go, and the very bottom ones will dry first, and those will be the seeds you can harvest from your plant. So you can do this on any of the leafy vegetables, whether it's kale or collards or lettuce, even broccoli. If you let it bloom like this, it'll work just the same. So you can eat the flowers, you can leave them to grow seed, or you can pick the plant before that happens. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to say goodbye to this lettuce yet. And if it starts to get bitter, I won't want to eat it, and neither will anybody else. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest. I don't have my harvest basket down here in the barn. I have like 4 of them up in the house. So I have this bag I found that I will pick it into, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so some people grow head lettuce. Head lettuce is a romaine type, or it could be a butter leaf with a round tight head like an iceberg, and those are very good, but they are harvest one time and you're done. The romaine type, like this, can actually be a cut and come again lettuce. Cut and come again means that I'm not going to actually harvest the entire lettuce head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the outer leaves off. So each outer leaf, I'm going to go straight to the stem right at the base of the leaf and just break it off. When I do this, it tells the plant to keep growing and keep producing more leaves and not more flowers. It will not produce flowers if you keep picking and harvesting from it. And this can now be sold as loose leaf lettuce. So I do this until the plants are done. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy. Even the 3-year-old can do it. If you're lucky enough to have a little helper like me, you can get the job done pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to pick just a few of the outer leaves, the largest ones on the outside, leaving the large inner leaves, the small inner leaves inside to continue to grow. So you see, they get smaller and smaller towards the center. If you want this head of lettuce to continue to grow, you never, ever, ever, ever want to pick the center leaves and the center growth. Because if you pick that center growth, it'll kill the plant and the plant will die down and you won't have any more lettuce. So it's important that you pick the outer leaves off of your plants. Even if you're not planning on eating salad tonight, go ahead and do it if the plant is getting big and bushy like these are. Something else to keep in mind is if you have these little wilted, stunted baby leaves at the bottom of the plant that you're not going to use for your meal, go ahead and pick those off and just drop them down on the ground. Chop and drop. You don't have to remove these for a salad, but you can compost them back into your earth, and that's going to help keep the plant from trying to keep those leaves alive. If they're just stunted and wilty looking at the bottom and laying flat along the ground, you can just dispose of those back into your garden soil.
Mama, look at them.
Alright y'all, so that's before and that's after. That's how far back I cut my lettuce. And it'll be ready to pick again in a day or two.
That ladybug.
You found a little bug?
That ladybug.
A ladybug?
We picked that ladybug.
Oh, I see it right there.
Pick that ladybug up.
You want me to pick that ladybug up? Oh, it's fast. There you go. You got it, Liam. Oh, it flew away.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye, ladybug.
Bye-bye, ladybug. That's it.
Oh my gosh, guys, look at all this lettuce I just picked. This is not a regular grocery bag size. This is one of those jumbo bags. Oh my goodness. That is a ton of beautiful, healthy, organic, tasty, delicious lettuce. All right, boys, let's go back to the house. Come on, Titus. Come on, Titus. All right, that about does it. Got a bunch of lettuce to wash now and prepare to hopefully sell some of it. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.